So the betrayal arc has started. If you don't know what's happening, Elon Musk left the Trump government a few days ago, left the Doge administration, and less than 24 hours ago, he started going after Donald Trump. First of all, saying that the bill was disgusting, that he didn't think this made sense. Then he started going after Trump himself, saying things like Trump was partying with Jeffrey Epstein in 1992. Trump's name was in the Epstein list. This is why the list hasn't gone public yet. But wow, who would have guessed that, anyways? And then Trump started saying things like, well, he's going to cut funds for Tesla. And then Musk says he's going to halt space projects that he was working with NASA. So a lot of back and forth between the richest man and the most powerful man in the entire globe. So that made, of course, for bad markets last night. From yesterday to today, we saw huge liquidations, almost $1 billion liquidated in crypto. And not only that, we saw stock markets reacting, Tesla reacting very badly, a lot of negativity once again. So let's look at the charts and let's look a little bit at global news as well. So let's jump right into it. So let's actually start by looking at the prices. We have Bitcoin at 104,328, Ethereum at 2491, so almost back at the 2500, XRP at 215, BNB at 648, Solana at 151. So if you just look at this, you don't think it is that bad. This is until you start looking right here at these little graphs and you can see the huge vertical dump. Even Tether had a little bit of a peg situation going on. Of course, this was very minimal, but it happened. Everything else you saw, there was a huge spike. Also, USDC had a little depeg situation. Doge went down. Tron actually went up amongst all of this, which is funny. Cardano, everything else went down by a lot. And the fear and greed went back to low neutral, so below the 50s. And that's actually kind of interesting to see. But now, when we go to the charts themselves, we see that in the 4 hour, we went below the 200 moving average, which is what held Bitcoin for quite a while. We broke below that, and now we're trying to go above that. So Bitcoin actually saw $100,000 once again, a number that I thought we were not going to see so easily. We just went there, touched the bottom, and we moved back up. So hopefully we go and close above this in the 4 hour charts. That would be phenomenal for me because I actually opened a put spread. So I sold a put spread here on Ethereum, which we're going to talk about right now. And there you have it. For Ethereum, we're actually above the 200 moving average. So that what made me open this position right here. This is the strike. The white line that you see is the strike. The beginning of the line marks the time that I opened it here, which was a few minutes before the video. And then here is the time where it expires, which is 5 a.m. my time. So if Ethereum stays above this line, by the time it closes, I don't care if it goes below before, as long as by the time we reach this vertical line right here, which is 5 a.m., we need to stay above that. Hopefully, this will work in my favor. If we pull down the ruler right here, we are around 5.3% from that strike, which I think is very good. And even though it is super far away, by throwing a screenshot right here from the position that I opened to my GPT that I trained, guess what? We had 0.80, so we made 0.80 with the strategy. If you remember last video, we've made 0.70, and I even said that is a ridiculous number. You cannot expect that every time. But because of the situation, which was a very good bottom for us to sell, if we switch back right here, look, this was a very good bottom for us to sell. So if I had if I was up a little bit earlier this morning, maybe by 5, I would have even gone further down back to the 2300 maybe to sell, still collecting a huge premium because of this huge volatility. If you switch to the daily, you can see how much we went down. We were trending above the 9 moving average and we went below that. So hopefully we stay above this white line that you see, this little line that you see right here on the daily. Hopefully we stay above that because we're very funneled right here in the Bollinger Bands. And this is a little bit scary because when the Bollinger Bands funnel, they usually tend to explode towards one direction after a little bit. You can see right here, look, we had a little bottleneck and then it went down. Again, another bottleneck and it went down. Here we had the opposite case. We got a bottleneck, we went to the bottom, and we explode upwards. So you can see how these bottlenecks on the Bollinger Bands, they tend to predict huge movements in the following days or following hours. So hopefully this is not a day for the market to keep falling, because we had a huge candle yesterday. Most likely today we're gonna try to close that gap, which seems what we're seeing right now, because we are already well above the bottom of the Bollinger, and because, as I said before, on the 4-hour charts, I have the 200 moving average holding right here at around 2450. So that is a little bit bullish for me. Then by looking at Bitcoin, you can see the Bollinger kind of predicted a huge movement, like right here, and then we started exploding here as well. The Bollinger plus a little bit of volume showed that it exploded towards one side. We went even below the 30 here on the RSI, and then we picked it back up. So hopefully we closed above it, as I said. For Solana, still the moving average didn't do much to stop Solana from going down, but it held Solana here from going back up. So hopefully the 9 moving average will hold it from going down even more. We went oversold for 3 times now. So hopefully now we kind of bottomed on Solana as well. If we switch to liquidations, you can see in the past 24 hours, 88% of all positions were long liquidations. So almost $1 billion wrecked, and most of these, of course, from Bitcoin and Ethereum. Looking at the heat map makes me a little bullish, because we already went to the bottom here to liquidate a lot of the people at the bottom of the $100,000 right here. And now we're looking and we have a lot of volume at the 105, below the 105. So 104, 324. This is for Bitcoin, of course. And switching to Ethereum, Ethereum has a huge point of interest right here, the 2600. Over $1 billion would be liquidated in short positions. So I don't know if you're going to look at that price anytime soon, but this could be something for you to look at. Hopefully we stay above the 2500, as I mentioned before, and it appears that we're going to do so. By looking at the S&P 500, you see that we are up on the futures, because yesterday we were down on the spot. So on the S&P 500 itself, we closed with a negative candle. You can see it better right here. So we closed with a negative candle yesterday. But the US 500 currently is almost with 1% gap in the green. So most likely we're gonna see a little bit of a green for S&P 500, because usually the news make the market crash really fast, and then we had that correction when the market opens. So here we have some articles that I already explained that to you, that we had nearly $1 billion in liquidations because of the Trump-Musk clash. And another article, just to wrap this up, we can see on Reuters that Trump and Musk, they scheduled a call to try to solve this peacefully. Hopefully this won't be more heads clashing one against the other. They shouldn't even be doing this publicly, if I say so. They should just be behind closed doors, just sit down and talk, instead of going public and yelling at each other on Twitter. So hopefully what they do right here will solve their little situation, their little disagreement that they have, and it won't be on us to lose money because of the richest man and the most powerful man in the world. So if we go to see how the volumes are for these options, we still don't have updated data for this. The last time it was updated was June 3rd, and now it is the 6th. But most likely, the 7-day ATM implied volatility will be spiking once we have the data for yesterday and today. We're going to see a huge spike, especially between last night and this morning, because of the whole situation. I saw a huge impact on IV, especially on premium prices for our options. So hopefully this makes sense for you. If it did and you had good tradings, comment down below. I'm having a huge win streak for my copy trading strategy. Even people mentioned that I should open my own copy trading or should be working with the team. We're working on adding the possibility for everyone to create their own vault, so to say, for people to deposit into and be copying this trader right here. So hopefully we get that very soon. And whenever we do, you can bet that I'll be opening my positions there for you to copy or for you to trade. So hopefully this happens very soon. Again, thank you so much for watching. Last video received a lot of views, more than the usual. As I said 2 or 3 videos ago, we're losing some views, we're losing some viewers. So thank you for interacting. If you want to see more videos like that, like the trading process for me, or like sort of like a trading live session, usually they take like 3 to 5 minutes. So it's not like day trading or something like that. But if you want to see something like that, let me know. Whatever you want to see, just comment down below and I can make more videos. Whatever works for you, whatever whatever is best for you to watch, I can work on making that for you. So again, thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys on Monday. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you then. Peace.